What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here, and we are back playing Warframe. So we're going to test out another augment, and this one is going to be for Mag. Now, you're going to have to forgive me because Mag is a Warframe that I never really, got all that involved with because I didn't like her when she first started out, and then her rework happened, and I just never took the chance to remod her and all that stuff. I feel like the best way to deal with a rework is to form of the frame and the weapons or whatever that you plan on using with this character, and starting from zero and working your way back up, because I feel like that's the best way to get used to a frame, is to struggle with the frame. So I never really did that. This Mag never reached level 30. Most of the weapons didn't either. Warframe, I believe, just crashed. So, Warframe, what is your problem today? Alright, guys, so we are back, and like I said, I'm not too hands-on with Mag, so this may be a little bit of an experience for me, learning experience, but anyways, I am going to show you my current setup, and the way I've been treating these new augments is I'm treating them with default stats, just to show how they work and how they are on a default level, and then I may at the end add in some mods to make it a little bit more powerful to see how much damage it does or how it works. This one's going to depend on the damage we're doing to the bubble itself, because it's going to be the Magnetized. So it's going to depend on what weapon you're using as well. I'm just going to run a basic Comac because it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of shots going into it. There's going to be damage going up, but it could be stronger with other weapons. But just to keep things a very even playing field, I'm not going to use anything too incredible, too powerful. We're just going to take a look at how it works, what it does, and maybe the damage that it does as well. How to use it, basically. So here we are, and Magnetized Discharge says manually detonates Magnetized by recasting on the target. Enemies have a 50% chance to become disarmed. I think the perk to this is the disarming, and the other perk to this is being able to choose when your Magnetized is taken down, which can be helpful for those times where you're like, I have my Magnetized up, I put enough damage into it to kill these guys, but I still gotta wait 5-10 seconds, whatever, before it blows up and I can use it again on another enemy. Instead, now you can destroy it yourself and then move on to another target. So right now we're going to use it against a single target. I tend to start out going against a level 40, because 40 is going to be the starting level you fight on some of the furthest planets in the game, and we will go up gradually by level here shortly, but right now we are going to start out with this, default stats and all that stuff, and we are going to try it out. So let's grab the Comac, let's go and get the bubble on them, and let's start hammering them. 18 damage per little shot with some extra slash, and let me blow it up now. Alright, so we blew it up manually. It did disarm him. It did disarm him. Now, because my weapon is not all that powerful, it didn't do all that much damage on the explosion. Plus, like I said, it is default stats, so it's not going to be all that great. Let's see. I suppose there isn't really a really good reason to up the enemy level and kind of judge this augment based on its damage, because all of the damage that it's going to do is going to be based on what weapon you're using. So if I go up to level 80, this is enemies that on an early level survival, it'll take about 40 minutes for enemies to get to this level, and on one of the last planets in the game, it'll take about 20 minutes for enemies to get to this level. So I disarmed them both times, which is, kind of good luck. It is a 50% chance to disarm, but as you can see, early, like if your weapons are not doing a whole ton of damage, and your power strength and all that stuff is not very high, this is not going to be a game-changing augment for your character. your stuff is going to be about at this level for early game players. So this may not be an augment you want to go after immediately, but with really, really high-end weapons and the right build, this could potentially be a very, very useful augment for those players. So I usually go up to 130 to show you guys, but like I said, it's not going to matter if I try to kill a 130 because the damage just isn't there to warrant doing it. So currently we'll see the difference between my Comac shooting a level 80 with default stats and my Comac shooting a level 80 with all the extra bonus that we can give to it. So currently we could probably pull off our vitality so we can get the maximum amount of power, strength, and duration out of it. So let's go with... We don't really need a stretch. Stretch is helpful for players that want to attack a bunch of enemies in the bubble, but currently we're not testing out that aspect of this ability. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of videos coming out for how to maximize this augment, but like I said, that's not what I plan on doing with this. I'm showing you how it works and whatnot. So let's go and let's do strength, and we're going to do let's do an intensify for sure. So we're going to get it up 25%, and then I should have a blind rage. Hold on. Boom. And rage. Blind rage, ability strength. It's going to lower efficiency, but that's not too big of a deal. We're going to put that on, and then we are going to do duration because, oops, DUR. We're going to do duration, so that will fit there very, very well. And then continuity. We could do prime. Let's do prime. So duration's going to be helpful. The bubble's going to be up longer, and then strength at a 152. Can I get a bit? Oh, that's the best intensify I have. I don't know why that's my best intensify I have, but I'll fix that at some point. But with about 150 strength and 163 duration, efficiency, like I said, is not going to matter all that much. Range will help if you're trying to attack multiple enemies, but the way this is as it is, and my Comac, the way it is now, not all that powerful, you know, but you know, it's got the lethal torrent, it's got the little bit of barrel diffusion. This needs some form in it. But we'll see how this works. Like I said, this isn't to max out to show damage and all of that stuff. This is to show how the ability works. And like I said, I'm sure this augment is very, very useful. Oops, gotta actually get an enemy to fight. I'm sure it's very, very useful, and I'm sure you will see videos on that shortly. But let's get up here. Let's see the difference in enemies, and got him. Level 80. Alright, so its duration is way up there, which is very, very useful for us. It looks like we're doing a little bit more damage, but not all that much because we have a weaker weapon. And it faded off by itself. I didn't manually detonate it, so now we'll do that. We'll manually detonate it so we get that extra damage bonus. I wanted to run it up on its full time limit and see how it does. But like I said, with this weapon, not all that great. Not all that great. So we will run, there's 40 rounds, there's 80 rounds, obviously with some multi-shot in there. There's 120 rounds, and let's detonate it, see what happens. So there's his health. And there's an explosion. Took away his weapon again, but didn't do a lot. Didn't do a lot. Much more viable with a better weapon, absolutely. And going to be much more viable if you are running like a power strength build and you are also attacking multiple enemies. Let's actually do that. You know what, now that I think about it, the more enemies that are in there, the more damage they are all going to receive. So let's do 5. Let's simulate it. I probably should have gone in there and boosted my range, but let's see. Can we get them all in there? Almost. I'm gonna end up going down. Not good. Okay, they're all in there. There's 80 rounds. There's 120 rounds. They're all, you know, receiving their damage. And there we go. Now, 1, 2... Okay, 4 out of 5 of them actually were disarmed, which is pretty nice. But as you can see, the damage really wasn't there for me. Now you see how it works. Now you see that it is going to be beneficial to blow up the bubble because you have a good chance of disarming them, and at the same time you are going to get a burst of damage because of it. But is it worth it to you? Would you take a slot away for this augment, or would you rather have it blow up all by itself? Or would you blow up all by itself when you kill the targets inside with a better weapon? Or is it just not worth it to you? I feel like there is a very good use for this augment for those that want to maybe recast their Magnetize around. But I personally don't know if I'll be using it, but that's also because I still have to work with my mag quite a bit. Is it worth it to you? I am curious because I think it's a good augment. It's just... depends on your playstyle, I suppose. So that's going to be it for Mag and her new augment. Let me know what you think, like I said, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Until next time, guys. Blow!